Oftentimes I get asked, coming from the Navy, coming from the nuclear engineering side of the Navy, how did I end up in real estate private equity? And how did the military set you up? Or did you have some special angle or special relationship? And the thing is like, I didn't, and nor does like really anybody else who's coming from a military background. Obviously, yes, a lot of hard work had to go into it. But one thing the military does, and regardless of branch, regardless of your officer enlisted, despite no matter what your MOS is or what your rate is, what the military does a hell of a job of is just throwing us into crazy situations with people we may or may not know and having to figure it out. And you'll be put in charge of people you never met. They may be older than you, they may be younger than you, but they trust and they've built the intangibles of discipline, integrity, hard work, mission first type of skill set that no matter what is in front of you, you can navigate and problem solve, and you can use your resources around you. If it's either people, if it's things, books, whatever is around you, you can use the resources and be resourceful to figure out, what's next and how to make a success out of whatever's in front of you. When people struggle with separating from service, it's because they're trying to say like, okay, well, I did this in the Army, I did this in the Navy. They look at their resume and it's like, well, yes, you're not serving on a warship, you're not with a MEU anymore, you're not in a platoon, and we're not using weapons, and we're not doing all this stuff. But you have to think deeper than just the physical aspect of our training. It's like, yes, we went to these schools to use these weapons and get all this technical skill that's used in war fighting. What's behind that? How many people were you in charge of? Where were they from? How old? Like, all the things that go into that are the intangibles that allowed you to be successful, because you got thrown into this pit with, overworked, underpaid, understaffed and under-resourced, and you were successful. Like, that in itself is much more valuable than really any degree, because there is no problem that can't be solved with that kind of mindset that I can do anything and I can accomplish anything. I can work through anything with whatever you give me. If it's enough or not enough, I will make it through. Wherever it is you want to go post-service, you can get there, but you're not going to get there unless you step into the arena, right? Nobody's going to hand it to you. But if you want to go work in private equity, you want to work in construction, you want to go work in real estate, you want to go start your own VC, you want to go start your own startup and get in tech, you can do it. You can do anything, but it'll never just fall in your lap. You have to go and take it. Our time in the military is the best of times, is the worst of times. And the one thing I'm forever grateful for is that ability to be resourceful when under-resourced, right? And that's what's allowed me, and I've been very fortunate to, kind of be scrappy. And it's like, okay, well, how can I get from point A to point B? Well, I don't really know, but I know where this step is, right? And it's either a mistake or it's a win, but you learn something that lights more of the trail up, and then you take your next step, and then you can course correct and go from there. Nothing is really out of reach unless you accept it.